So, are you guys like seeing the section and ready to start? What? You guys are ready, Mos? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm not gonna read everything on the overview. So yeah, as I said, basically we'll be looking at HTML or CSS frameworks, more specifically CSS frameworks, yeah. And we'll check out handlebars and yeah, Vite. So does anyone here have any idea what are handlebars? No idea. Okay, cool. So does anyone have an idea what Vite, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Vite or ViteJS. Does anyone have an idea of what is that? Does anyone have an idea about ViteJS? Like, have you heard anything about handlebars, ViteJS, CSS frameworks? First time, okay. So you guys basically have only explored one CSS framework, which is Simple Creed. So what you've been using on Simple Creed, what you've been using, it's a CSS framework, right? So there's other CSS frameworks. For example, you have like Bootstrap, you have Materialize, and yeah, you have like all these other like CSS frameworks, right? So what I want you guys to do is so we're going to follow along how we set up like our handlebars, right? So that it can work with VJS. So yeah, if we look at the instructions, so I don't know if I should read all of this. So, okay, yeah, in this introduction, we'll just be looking at the VJS and handlebars setup. So if you guys can just open Git bash on your machine so that you can also like, yeah, follow along. And then we're gonna go to where we keep our projects. So can you guys see, or I think I have to. I think this is enough. Okay. Um, um, let's just go to the home. Okay, so this is where I'll be putting this exercise. So if everyone is on your project, so if we go back to the instructions, so the first step is to, oh, okay, another thing I forgot to mention. So you guys, you have like Node.js installed, right? Okay, cool. So if you have Node.js, VS Code, Git Bash, yeah, I think you're good to go. So yeah, the first step, they want us to create a folder using this command. So I'm just gonna shift insert. Okay, yeah. So have you guys also created a directory called handlebars with ViteJS? Like creating a folder. So I said mkdir So you execute the command for creating the folder, and then you name your, yeah, the folder's name is handlebars with ViteJS. Yeah. Sorry? It's it's already like make it big. Oh, scroll up. Okay, this, oh, like you wanna see the previous command. So you have to create this folder in your project, or project directory where you added like your pizza, your cat app and stuff. Yeah. So if everyone has created their directory, then we're just going to go inside our directory. And yeah, for now, there's nothing. Yeah. Are you guys winning? You have your folder. Yes. Imagine. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a long one. So wait, what?
Wait, soon.
It's hidden. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Um, Okay, so yeah, next step is you need to change into that folder. Um, once you're done with that, then we can yeah, come to the npm init. So just to like give an overview of what like npm is. So npm is for managing, I would say, Node.js packages. So what are packages? Or like I would say modules, yeah, packages or modules. So those are basically, think of like when you are installing an extension on VS Code, right? So the npm is for you use it to manage like basically your packages. So here will be since like we're starting with this is more of um I don't know, I think an intro on some backend stuff. So these are yeah, npm, you use it mostly in the back end. Yeah, but you see as we continue to learn about yeah, npm modules and how we use Node.js to build applications. So when you run the npm command, right? When you init, so this is similar to when you say git init. It's just basically saying that yeah, so this is just saying that we are initializing our directory, which is handlebars with VJS, to be an ES6 module, basically, or a package. So our folder now will not be like a normal folder. It will become like when you do a git init, then you can start executing like git commands. So it's the same thing here. npm also has commands that you can use, and the init is like one of them. So it's just to initialize and say this is our working directory, and whatever commands whatever npm command we run, everything will be if we're installing in this folder. like whatever we're doing is going to happen on this folder. Yeah, so you just have to execute npm init ES6. So, okay, the ES6 part is just like it's like a version of JavaScript. So ES6 is like the latest, yeah, with like new features and yeah, but since we've executed this, we're getting a warning, npm. Okay, no, it's just a warning that I need to update my npm. Yeah. So when we run ls after running npm init, we get a package.json file. So do you guys also like see that file after running npm? Yeah. Command not found. So that means you don't have Node.js installed. No. Once if you have like the latest version of Node.js, you don't need to install npm like separate. It comes bundled with Node.js. So yeah, I think you can check your Node.js version by saying node. Yeah, so my version is 20. So which is like yeah, the latest one. You can you can run the command node. So if you run node and it doesn't, it says maybe, I don't know, command not found, whatever. That means it's not installed. Yeah. You guys, this side are winning. So check if you can get the Node.js version. Type the Node.js. Yeah. Yeah, that means you don't have Node installed. So you can also check when you search for Node on Windows machine, you see it's installed as an app on mine. So I think you need to, you guys, if you're saying command not found, you need to install Node.js. Yeah, you have to go to like, you go to the browser, you open a new tab, you search Node.js. Yeah, and then if you go to the download, then you get the latest version. Yeah, you download for your machine. Yeah. Yeah, the npm will work after the. Yes. So everyone, are you guys winning? Getting errors? Huh? Oh, you guys are good. Okay. So I think we can move on to the next next part. Yeah, so now we're going to be installing handlebars and ViteJS using npm. So remember when I said you use npm to manage packages. So handlebars can also be installed as a package, right? So most of all the JavaScript frameworks and tools, you can like you can install them like as packages using npm install. So here in this command, right, they are combining okay, we are basically installing two packages at once. You could run npm install and then you put the save dev and say like vite and then rerun the command again by saying npm install save vite plugin handlebars. But then in this case, it's written as one line. So you can install multiple packages in one line. So you don't have to like run each installation. So yeah, just keep that in mind once you start doing more work on the back end. when you install your stuff, yeah, you can also do this. Mm, yeah, so you guys can see the commands also on your side. Or do I need to keep sharing? Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, let's execute and see what happens. Yeah, so once you run this command, just give it some time. It should yeah, so for mine is done. You see it says edit 17 packages, what yeah. So do you also get the same output? Yeah. Okay, cool. Um So the next, okay. So now we're going to be opening up our VS Code. Ah? Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Uh, you need to, so after, for those people that don't have Node.js and you just installed, you need to restart your terminal. Just close it and open it again, yeah. Sometimes I want, yeah, like,
That's nice.
So is it done installing? Yeah. So for me, I'm using VS Code Insiders. Don't type Code Insiders because that's the version I use. So you guys, I think, are using code like VS Code, like yeah, just type code. Yeah. There's no difference between Code Insiders and code. It's just that Code Insiders, you have like latest features before everyone gets to like access. It's like beta or beta access, like a version of VS Code that is yeah. Um yeah, it's prone to bugs and stuff. So yeah. Yeah, I'm just
That's a question.
yes. Sorry? Huh? That is not when you say code. Oh, it's open. Okay, that's good. Must the thing be white, but you see the black is not make sure, no? The black is not make sure, the same color.
Can I see it nicely?
Can you guys like see clearly with the dark theme on? Okay, cool. So do you guys also see the same files and this node modules folder? Okay, cool. So wait, let me see. Okay. Huh? Yeah, we are recording it. Yeah, I'll send you guys the, yeah. So if everyone is seeing the same stuff that's showing on my side, um,
Can you stay still?
huh? If you have a problem, just raise your hand. Yeah. So hey, if it says that, just just open it manually, ne? And yeah, just open it manually like this. So I'm gonna show you how, yeah, how we can open. So I just opened this, right? Now I go to file and I go to open folder, yeah. So if I go to open folder, yeah, then you can navigate to where like your code is sitting. Yeah, so you go to that directory. So here and yeah. And then you can just say select folder and yeah, it will just open. So is everyone like good to go? You have your VS Code open, you see the files in that folder. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna close this. Oh, he closed the wrong one. He closed the wrong one. It's Friday. I'll open it again. Okay, so the stuff that you are seeing on your VS Code, so I'm just gonna give like a brief on the why we have a node modules folder and why we have like those two JSON files, right? So since we talked about managing packages that we can install using npm, so whenever like you run an install npm install command, it will put whatever you are installing inside the node modules folder. So you might, for now, it's just few files and folders, but then this folder keeps growing. So each and every time you install another package, it will be inside on this node modules folder. But then you need to install on inside that folder. So if you run the npm install, maybe like anywhere, like in your computer, then it's gonna be the same situation with Git, where you have like your entire computer like a Git repo, which is like not a good thing, yeah. Because yeah, you're gonna come across like problems. So it's advisable that you do the npm init inside the folder that you are working on, and all like the commands that you run after, you do them in that folder. Yeah. So yeah, now so when we install stuff, it goes here. You can also remove packages. And then we have these two files. So the package .json file, this file basically shows us it's like a file that describes our project. So we can give our project a name here. Maybe let's say ViteJS, I don't know, intro. Yeah. So yeah, this file, right? The package.json file. Yeah, this is where you can put yeah, like the version of your package. So basically, when we say init, we create a package, and our package can also like be installed the same way we install other packages, but only if we deploy it to npm. But yeah, it's more or less the same thing. So the thing we just installed, handlebars and ViteJS. They are like this. They also have a package.json file and a package log.json file. So, because this is a Node.js project, and it uses npm to manage like the packages. So yeah, take this as it's the same thing as when you are installing other packages, right? So it also has ViteJS also has a package, the JSON file, where if they change the version, they'll just update the number here. And also when we like there's other stuff like yeah, like the main of like the entry of our app. Yeah, and yeah, like also the engine part is just showing us like what are we using. So we're using Node and npm. So like yeah, you can also actually add like your repository information, like the link to the repo. You can actually add that information here. Yeah, and you can also add like your name, like yeah, like author, email, like all like information that people can use to communicate with you if your package is like, let's say you've created a package and you deploy it and other people are using it. So it's like compulsory to actually add useful information here. Also on we see like scripts. So this is like, we'll see how this works. And we have dev dependencies. So dev dependencies is the stuff, the external packages that we install in our project. Yeah. So here we only have two, right? So you can see the version of Vite and Vite plugin handlebars. Yeah. So is there any questions on what I've said so far? You guys sorted. Okay, so now the package log, right? So the difference between the two files is that the package log is almost like the memory of your project. So it keeps track of the packages that you've installed. So for example, if you were to, let's say you remove the package log file and you only have package.json file, your project won't run because yeah, it requires the log file, which has like everything about the packages that our app is using. So all the information, like I was telling you about the version number and all. So if you see here, it's basically saying in this project, we use two packages and they are required for this package to run. So the package file is just a description, and the package log is actually like giving more info on all those packages we installed. Yeah, so I don't know if that makes sense, or you guys have any question. Okay, yeah, if you guys understand, then I think we can move on to the next step, which is creating now the files, right? So, yeah, so I think before we move on, I just give you guys like a brief on, yeah, like handlebars, right? So, so handlebars is a template language. So it's so when you guys think of a template, like what do you think a template is? Like when you think about a template, what comes to your mind? Okay, draft. What else? Like let's say you have a CV template, or so no one thinks differently about templates. Huh? Yes, a structure, correct, yeah. Anyone else? templates. Okay, formal, yes, correct, yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for sharing. So yeah, handlebars is a templating language that you can use basically for your websites. So when you see like right now, we have this website, right? The Learn Project Codex website. So there's different kinds of websites. There's like static websites that the data doesn't change, right? And then we have dynamic websites where the data could maybe change when the user clicks a button, or the data gets updated by something else, maybe like some server somewhere, like it communicates with your website, and then your website gets to update that data maybe in real time, or yeah, dynamically. So yeah, handlebars is you can have, like, for example, this website. um for example, let's say you have yeah, content that you either want like to change, to be able to change it like efficiently in a way. So handlebars, they let you like describe your your data of like how it will be like rendered on the screen. So you might see a lot of we will be using like those curly brackets, and yeah, so you see like how the template thing then works, because you can then define if you see below here, we have this context data, right? So basically, this is like a template saying that if then we had to apply this template to our website, this is the information that will be rendered. So this is different than going to your HTML and manually like adding the data there. So this like allows you to, it's almost like, yeah, it will like apply it on top. So you just need a structure on your HTML, and then the handlebars, you just like, it's like embedding them, like injecting data through the HTML instead of like typing it yourself. Like when you type your name, but then you can just come to your template and type in your name there. And then once you link it with your HTML, it will then inject that data into your HTML. Um, does anyone have questions? Does it make sense? Like, do you get an idea what handlebars template is?
Maybe ask them.
Can I think of one? I don't have questions. Okay, so I'll take that as everyone kind of gets the idea. Um, yeah, so now the first step in like creating the files, we have to first create this vite config file. So if we go to our terminal, yeah, so you guys need to create the vite config file, and you need to paste this code, right, inside the vite config file. Yeah. Um, are you guys winning? so that this code you paste it in your vite config file.js. You first create the file. So the first step is we create using touch. We touch the file and then huh? Yes, you copy the code on here and then you paste it on the file you just created. Yeah. Feel like CEO of the time.
Yeah, but you include,
Ah.
you just need to be defined with these speaking here.
I actually think so, yeah.
But you include, I'm trying to be people who can run workshops as well. Like me. Okay.
And like, but I just want to so everyone who created the file, you pasted the code inside the file, Mos. Okay, okay, so what we just copied and pasted is basically like a configuration for Vite, right? So just to give a brief on ViteJS, so Vite is it's a development tool or package that you can use to build application like Node.js applications, mostly like front end stuff, right? So has anyone ever heard of React? Yeah, so this is like React level stuff. Like you can basically because React it uses a server, but then it can also like work, it's for development. So when you use it locally while developing, you run it from like your terminal. And then once you're done, you can build like if you guys maybe have heard of like when you are compiling, like you're compiling the source code to then like show like the output. So same thing goes here is you have like your Vite, you have like the config files, and then once you like done building your application like on your machine, then you can like build your application, and then it will spit out a folder with like some gibberish. The JavaScript that's written weird. You sometimes you can't read it because it's like the compiled version of what you were doing. So it just compiles your HTML, your CSS, your JavaScript, everything, and then so this config here is like it helps us while we are still developing locally. So VJS is used for for that. You learn about other like other frameworks. But for now, we'll like, we'll go with VJS. So any questions, maybe what VJS is, you wanna maybe ask a question?
Be doing this.
Oh yeah, I did. Um, okay, no questions. Oh, yeah, wait. You mean, can you do this in Python? Possibly, yes, it might be possible because each like programming language has their own like backend tools and front-end tools. So you might find that you could use VJS in Python. They have like a Python version, a Java version, something like that. But normally it might be like even a different one because For example, in JavaScript, we use Node.js to basically be able to run JavaScript in the back end. But with languages like Python, Java, those languages are made for the back end. So they usually don't need this kind of stuff. Yeah. But you can use handlebars in Python. It's just that it's not the same. I don't think you use Vite. It also depends. Like if they have their own version of Vite, but the name is different. Yeah. Arena. So a nice question. Okay, so we can move forward. So now they say we must add these two scripts in our, I think we already have build. So if we check our package.json, we do have dev and test. So we can just add build. Mhm. So you can add it below and yeah. And then for the dev, we just need to save it. Huh? Have you guys have you also, so we here now, we in the scripts. If you go to your package, the JSON file, and you go to scripts, you can then add dev and build. And it should look like this. Should look, yeah, should end up with something dev, there's Vite, and build has Vite build. It's nice because you see if we get an error.
We can fix it.
Yeah, like and then we'll see like I also don't know. On the code. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. So you should end up with something like this, like how you see mine now. If it's the same color. What do you mean like same color? Oh, you mean the colors like highlight? So for me, I'm using a theme. That's why it's adding like flavor to the. So don't forget in JSON's file, if you miss a comma, you get an error. So you need to make sure, and also you can't put a comma on the last thing in that so like cause script is a property that has other properties. So the last property shouldn't have the comma, but yeah. Okay, so what I'm saying is that in JSON, you guys know JSON files, right? Have you yeah, so a JSON file is basically an object. And then in this case, when you put like your object inside the JSON file, the syntax is strict. Like on JavaScript, if you had a property, if you had an object with a property script and you added a comma, it will work. But on like JSON syntax level, it will strict, it won't work. And also you need to have a comma, like before you add another comma or another script, you need to like put in a comma and you add your script. So that's just like the syntax of how this thing works on JSON. Any questions? Okay, so you guys, Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna be doing this, yeah, all the time when you are building a Node.js project. Yeah, so if let's say you're gonna be building static websites, then you won't have to use this. But if you wanna like build dynamic apps and all that, you're gonna have to do this all the time. So you will do this for every project that requires you to do this approach. Yeah.
So just add the Vite into that.
Yes, yes, you add. Yeah. So that's like the most important ones that you need. So it's to so the Vite, so if we see here, but I was gonna show you when we actually use it. So the Vite is like the Vite command is the one that is, you see when you guys have you noticed live server? So this thing is like live server actually. It creates a server, and then when you go to that server, like you go to localhost or the address of your server, this one will be exactly like live server, so it will show you your website. So this is like live server, but now you are doing it yourself. Like you can configure it to say same as how live server works. It reloads every time you make changes, and yeah, it's just a server to run your application. Yeah, like you always gonna have package.json, package log, Node.js, and if you are using Vite, you need to configure. So each and every framework that you're going to use, they each have their own way you configure them. So like this is how you configure ViteJS. And if you are using React or some other framework, they might have their own configuration. So here, yeah, this is just for Vite only. So don't take it as you'll always be using Vite. But then there's other frameworks also, yeah. Vite is just one we chose for you guys. Any questions? Okay, cool. Um, yeah, so now we're gonna move on to the step where we touch or we add index.html. So to go. Yeah, so you guys have to create your HTML2. Here's mine. It's called index.html. So you also have to have that in your, yeah. Um, you guys have created the index file, ne? Okay, so yeah, now we're just gonna put some HTML in there. HTML5. So I normally use this one where I type HTML and then yeah, it will show you something. Then I'll go to 5. And if I click enter, it's like autocomplete. So I think the ones in the instructions saying you must type HTML and press Control spacebar. So let's see if that works. HTML, wait, they said Control spacebar. Okay. Oh, so the Control spacebar, it just brings up the drop down or the options. Yeah, for me when I press Control and spacebar. So it's the same as just typing HTML and then you see this yeah, click on the file. I can get something like sweet. Huh? No. Oh, huh? What's going on? Yeah, there is a difference. So this one, it's also like, it's just adding it's linking a style sheet that does not exist. So it just assumes you're gonna have main CSS and main JS. I think that's it. No, you can go with this one. It's just that when you open this on the browser, it's going to say it's gonna give you a 404 error, saying that it can't find main CSS or main JS. So there's really like no need to have these. You can just do them, or you can just remove it. Yeah. Yeah. One. So you guys have these two, no? Are you guys good? Okay, cool. Okay, so like yeah, can I get your attention? So as I mentioned, like with like how templates work is you can define your data on the side on the template, and then you can inject that data from the template to your HTML, right? So here, they want us, so in our, let me just do this. In our config, right? We have title inside this object, basic context, right? So we have an object called basic context, and it has all these properties like title, show, fruits, it's client, food sales, yeah. So what they want us to do now is to basically add this, right? You see this. So the curly braces, they call them I think mustaches or if you go to the Handlebars website, the brackets basically represent mustache. Yeah. So if you go check it out, you'll see. They just refer to them as, yeah, mustache. But yeah, so when we use handlebars, yeah, so this does not work on all like template frameworks. So in this case, no handlebars uses the the curly braces to basically you can then pass in like the property in your object. So when we say double curly brackets, and then we put like title. What it will do is it will take the title from our basic context, and then it will show it without having to come here and say, for example, I'll just do this. Let's say you wanted to inject this as your title. Maybe let's say here. So you see, like I had to type that, so that's not how, that's like where handlebars come in. So instead of having like something like that, let's just see where they say we must put it. Add some HTML to it. So we're just going to do it inside here. Yeah. So just put this on your board, inside your body. Yeah, and then we're gonna run our server and see if what they're saying here. So they're saying we should see the content in the title property should be displayed on the browser. Yeah, just do that. Put this inside the body. And then once you are done, everyone is no errors, no issues. Okay, cool. So now we need to run our server. So when we run, we say npm run dev. So yeah, the dev. So this is when now your like the scripts that we define in our package file, we're gonna use them now to do like building and running. Yeah. So first we're gonna run the dev. So let's see what happens if I do this. So they don't break. Yeah. So you should also see something like this on your end. No English, just try. Okay, now I'm being a douchebag. So everyone is seeing this. Yo, what's going on? Are you getting errors? What does it say? Failed. So okay, so it just says failed. Can you read it? Yes.